Damn, I guess that the new identity stuff, or the new... whatever. This thing stole my time. Hey, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we did the second Walpurgis knock, because we just had it as an option, and this time we'll be starting off Yield My Flesh to claim their bones. But first things first, we do have the time-killing Bokgok new thing event going on. This is kind of the same sort of setup that you'll have for a typical event. As you complete either mirror dungeons or missions for the first time, you will get different of whatever item it happens to be that time. In this case, it is pocket watches. With those, you can use them to buy whatever. Whether that is thread, XP tickets, shard crates, enkephalin tickets, couple of banners, and then usually they'll just have the one identity. This one is from the previous one. This one adds in an announcer instead of an identity. But if you want to check out the District 20 Eredivi Ryoshu, which we will be getting, obviously. It is an event ID. It's a lot of tremor count. That's really, like, kind of the main thing. Just again, actually, that's not too bad of a shield. You gain a lot of tremor count on yourself, so it can be a pretty solid tank. But, yeah, it's a solid enough, yeah, it's a solid enough identity. The announcer, we will not meet for a while yet. But... we have... yes, we did. I was trying to remember if we reviewed Back to the Bus. But, District 20 Backstreets. Dun-dun-dun. So, finally here, huh? He just looked out the rattling bus window with dour expression. Though it wasn't raining, the world outside was grey and opaque like an overcast sky. Black, pungent clouds of smoke had long devoured the atmosphere. So this is the kind of place Heathcliff used to roam. The color remained grey, this deep into the heart of the back streets. I recall with quite the certitude that the T-Corp I arrived at after my departure from S-Corp was sepia-hued. The phenomenon can be explained by the fact that the technology used to drain our saturation is situated at the center of T-Corp. It's been reported that such variations in hue may occur in areas further away from its sphere of influence. I understand, then. The two senators immediately jumped in on the conversation to direct it away from whichever obscure subject Yi-Song and Faust were about to steer it into. Oh, right, I had something to ask you guys. Yeah, me too. What? So that's the buildings look here a little different from where your sandals live. I'm just wondering if there's anything up with that. Exactly, that's what I was about to ask. It's been a while since we started this journey together. I was starting to grow more comfortable with the sinners. Maybe that's why I found Gregor and Roach just valiant efforts to keep this conversation remotely comprehensive to most occupants of the bus pretty amusing. We need to elaborate then. Discuss the subject first. And Yi-Song, unknowingly shooting down their efforts by jumping into another complicated discussion, was another sight to become familiar with. Well, I was curious about the technology T-Corp uses to drain our color, and about the behind-the-scenes of T-Corp's operations. It wasn't something that could be answered now. I decided to table that discussion for later. Instead, I approached Heathcliff. He was sitting all by his lonesome, clearly deep in thought. Oh, good. So, you heard about what to do, what to wear the Withering Hearts? Well, no, it's nothing like that. Heathcliff protested, jumping up from his seat. Looks like I hit the nail right on the head. Fine, it was. A little bit, but it was mostly reminiscent. Do you remember hearing that Heathcliff used to live in the back streets? Part of some syndicate, if I recall correctly. Regardless, did say that we were going through the back streets instead of going straight to the T-Corp nest for a reason. That was because of the company's orders. Maybe there's something for us to do here. Heathcliff did spend some time in the T-Corp back streets after all. Maybe we're running through Golden Bough here? No chance. Golden Bough is as common as any other twigs in back streets. Why do we be doing any of this globe-trotting waste of time? True, I guess. Besides, Golden Oaks is quite the amount of more ways than one. You won't find anyone near some run-down back streets like this. There's a casual wealth between these poor Alloy sods and them. After all, sent me an invitation. Got offers that we can find our Golden Bough in that manner, innit? Or at least someone in the same nest. Correct. We will eventually travel to T-Corp's nest. Heathcliff continued to speak in a low voice. The hubbub from outside the bus seemed to blend in with his words, turning to a mass of murmurs. There's a sort of commotion outside. Before we talk about whatever our eventual destination is, we have to clear the road of some blockage. Your intuition is half right, Heathcliff. Huh? Heathcliff was muttering to himself in an uncharacteristic daze, jolted awake. Bloody hell, what's wrong with you in the vroom lass? Don't think you ever do anything with proper forewarning. I simply do not see the necessity in warning you. Anyway, those outside the bus are our targets. Targets? I believe you mean to say they must be eliminated. I feel compelled to let you know that this is not the only implication of the word target, though I meant to be informed of the precise details of this mission, that is. Regardless, you are made contact with a target among them. Find the target and extract the necessary intel. Is this clear enough for you, manager? How are we supposed to find the target if you're not even going to tell us who it is? Dante asked if there are any identifying characteristics of this target. I'm sure you'll find out when you get there. You're asking me questions I have no answers to, Dante. Don't waste your time. Well, off the bus, all. I was somewhat aware of the way Virgilius answered me, but even in murky situations like these, we've always managed to pull through anyway. I'm sure things will get a little clearer once we get there. Slowly disembark the bus with the rest of the sinners. Alright, everyone, off the bus! Strife! Oh, I was like, what the hell did I have just Roja equipped for? Was doing the... I borrowed for, Thread Excavation against Blubbering Toad. Now it's head your way, Anarchy! Don't worry about me, I'll handle him! Try not to get yourself killed, you got that? What a mess. We walked around the bus and ran into what appeared to be a battlefield of violent gang war. Black cloaks flutter under the grey sky and the bloodthirsty blades clash violently. The bus had stopped not even 30 paces away from the thick of the battle. They're the Kurakumo clan. Kurakumo clan. I've never heard of them before. I'm sure I've had some identities from this syndicate. Some identity cards said Wakashu, too. They're pretty much subsidiary of an even larger syndicate called the Thumb. I think the identity's more similar outfits to the one they're wearing here. I think you're right, but who are they fighting? It's got to be a strife. Heathcliff replied in a monotone voice like he was reading from an encyclopedia. Hey, we're excited to see syndicates fighting one another in the back streets. Let's talk about street tax, some other trivial turf dispute. Leeches, blood-sucking curs seeking to oppress and exploit the weak with violence. Fie, is there never a place this scum do not infest? It ain't anything new, lass. Most syndicates are like that. The only difference between them is how far they're willing to go. Like, right, there he is. Looks like that one over there. The one's walking right at us. Heathcliff raised his bat and pointed out the approaching man. He wore the same outfit as the other Kurakumo player members. The hell are you looking at? Crowd like you're here to start shit. You wanna keep pointing that bat at me? You wanna go? Is that it? Hey, lower your weapon. It's not doing anything rash. No need to escalate this further, is there? I was stepped into warn Heathcliff, but did not budge. He remained motionless, the bat still raised and pointing threateningly at the approaching man. No matter what we do here, it's a foregone conclusion. Then we're gonna have to fight him? Right on, lad. You're in the middle of a strife. You might be real sensitive about making it clear that this is their turf. What better way to do it than force us on what the travelers pay the toll for the road? Next time we get a smart one here. Kurakumo head clan henchman, Jesus, strutted before us like he owned the place. I just began to wonder about how dumb you could possibly be. Show your shrewd detective side. Gotta say, it's a real mystery. H-Man muttered at Heathcliff, who was shrugging with an expression that clearly read, I told you so. Well, since it looks like you know how these you clowns already know how this works, let me get straight to the point. It's almost 500,000 on per person. 500,000 on? Let's see here. 1, 2... Right, I count 13 of you here. You guys all run on the bus. I'm sure there's a driver in there too. Don't just skip on us now. I like if we didn't have to make this business messy by going for the bus ourselves. Do you hear that, Dante? It's total highway robbery. Kind of is, isn't it? It didn't really matter much how much they were asking for. Seemed no shit with them anyway. Ishmael turned and quietly looked in my direction. Now they're back. Halt! There, in the field of that battle! Don't you have to point at something? There lies a wounded dame. We must make haste and rescue her. Thou art green, no? Just as Don Quixote said, catch a glimpse of someone bleeding out on the ground through the chaos of clashing blades and black cloaks. Well, I want to say about this justice rubbish. Sink it too for you. No one's more or less honorable than the others. Agreed. There's no complaint in mathematics to expect unnecessary allied casualties in this effort should we involve ourselves in this conflict. Alas, I do not wish to leave her behind so undefended. It's an improvement. In the early days of our adventure, we would have been dragged into this conflict 5 minutes ago thanks to Don Quixote's recklessly valiant rescue attempt. I suppose she's learned her lesson by trials of fire. We're starting to show her strength for once. But it's a bit different this time. I do think we have to help that woman, but... What? Manager? I don't think that's what this nod was about. No, I'm not saying that we should get involved because it's the right thing to do or anything like that. Forgiveness was telling us the truth either. There's a chance we were purposely made to drive right through the strife. Which means there must be something here they're expecting us to find. They've all sports in harm's way for a reason, after all. I just have the feeling that the wounded woman might have something to tell us. Maybe an intel of some kind. And if it turns out we were supposed to get the intel from the Kurokoma clan and not that woman, I suppose we'll have to beat it out of them. Oh, marvelous executive entry. I, Owen, actually awestruck by your genius. Actually? Was she implying that her usual flattery is phony? I don't like the way you treat the Kurokuma clan with some pack of stray dogs. You don't think I missed that sympathetic look you gave her? Should only mean that you clowns are chummy with the Blade lineage. I could practically hear negotiations, not that I was going to negotiate, falling apart as the man drew his blade. A rational deliberation followed by a sensible decision. A turn of my appreciation for your magnificent leadership with a flawless victory. All units, prepare for battle! But what if I don't want to prepare for battle? I don't want to. Kurokuma clan, they do a lot of bleed. That's about it. Lot of bleed, but they're not too difficult for now. Oh no, Don lost 70 sanity at the end of the fight. Whatever will we do? We'll never recover from this. Sad. Oh, bark no bite. Truly a disappointment. The rest of the sinners were slowly recovering from the excitement of battle. Don Quixote did not waste a second before bolting forth to the woman's side. Hawk, up there, I must check thy pulse. Ah, you can check her pulse through her forehead? Yeah, I didn't know that was possible. The lady lives. So this last is the intel we need. Sinners one by one began to gather around the woman. She was dressed in all black garb like Kurokuma clan members, but weapon and her outfit were unmistakably distinct. Lead lineage, huh? I looked around at the defeated Kurokuma clan members, then back at her. The difference became even more apparent. Don Quixote slowly and tragically shook her head after checking the pulse on the others. Executive Manager, I have questions from Kurokuma clan members during the battle, but no noble intelligence to be gained. It's just her then. I hope my gut feeling proves me right. The lady doth appear to be the sole survivor. We must move her to the bus and administer first aid post-haste. What dost thou say to that? I don't see it any other way. We'll carry first aid kit with us, since I can't turn the clock to heal her, so... So, you mind carrying her back to the bus? I do not. Thus we made our way back to the bus, Marceau carrying the dying Blade lineage, remember. I see that you've hauled in another baggage. Regulus did seem very happy about this. Manager, since when did bringing unauthorized, unverified guests into our bus become such an acceptable practice? We had no choice. I had to say we're first we're going to get any answers out of her. Dante explains that this individual will be of no use to us deceased. If she carries the intel we need, then we must first ensure that she survives. On that, Faust agrees with Dante's decision. What's done is done. Would you be mindful of bringing strangers onto this bus from now on, Dante? I think Virgulus had much more to say than that, but he simply sighed and dropped the subject. Well, I believe the Manager Esquire hath made a decision most just. Thanks. This I was starting to dread that this bus was doomed to be internally uncomfortable. You saw him emerge from the back door with good news. I've done what I can. Now, before you even finish the sentence, the woman must wake. Dun dun dun! One thing I probably will eventually do is for once we catch up, I'll start doing some more, like when I really do the mirror dungeon content, I'll probably be using my main account, just because it's more convenient for me that way. In terms of like, I just have more stuff unlocked. Oh, one thing I want to do, give me a moment. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to go and set up my main stuff because I want to show something off. So, one big thing for when you have events going on is that you'll have different identities that will give you more of this currency. In this case, we have Yerdevi Ryoshu and T-Corp Roja give 20%. T-Corp Don and Yuridivi Honglu give 40% extra, as does T-Corp Otis. They do not need to be active in the fight, they just need to be on there, so if you have a support with someone who has one of these, you can grab that in order to just get a little bit of extra on top. Where? DB. Welcome to the bus. Oh, and we are... Nodachi! Ah! The belligerent woman sprang from her prone position, grabbing the sword next to her. She held the group of her blade ready to draw at any moment. Identify yourselves! Are you with the Kurakumo clan? No. So we're... Then why is that one wielding Odachi? She'll not listen. I should kill her. Ryoshu! She pissed me off for 2 reasons. 1, she refused to listen to making this conversation longer than I needed to be. 2, she dared to prepare their scrap metals for my blade. Is there any reason for me not proceeding with her oof clock? Yeah, there is! She can't tell us anything if she's dead. Ryoshu often shows bursts of emotions in the most unexpected times, but she at least listens when I ask her to, which is a relief. I suppose your blade is not exactly like theirs. The uniform is certainly different. And you, who might you be? You certainly wear the rather loud timepiece. I wouldn't able to communicate otherwise. They're our manager. The vocalizations will not reach your ears. Everything the central voice carries. It is familiar. Even in the districts that I've resided, I have not met fellows who speak as I do. You speak as you do indeed. It's a sense of familiarity in your choice of verbiage. Mr. from District 19. S-Corp, are you? No, I have fled. That is where I hail from. I see. So you've also left your home behind. My compatriots often share the same fate as we do. Perhaps meeting someone from the same district helped. The woman invisibly relaxed before slumping down on a nearby chair. Her breathing was labored. My name is Yi-san. I've operated on the wounds you have suffered. Ah, so I've acted with such brutishness despite your kindness. Please accept my apologies. Call me Ungdu. I'm a salty from the lineage that deals in blades. Ah, Dante, maybe we can talk to Yi-san this time. Or so we can sit back and let him handle this. I nodded, replying quickly to Rosemary's whispers. If you're from District 19, S-Corp territory, then you must be aware of who we are. I am somewhat aware, although I'm far from acquainted with tales from the streets. I've heard that the blade lineage is bound to no master, no land, yet wants to flee. This tale far too long to be shared in full. All the divulge is that we have no choice but to seek a territory for us to thrive in. As there is aught we could do to assist, should you deign to impart to us the particulars of your pursuers. Ungdu shot a sweeping glance at all of us. Her eyes appeared heavy with crushing exhaustion. If you and your fellows are skilled enough to deal with this group of foes, then all of you must be quite capable. Kurakumo clan has put a bounty on our heads. Our mentor, my fellows, all of us. Hold on, is there just any other strife then? This is more personal than usual turf war. As it has always been. District 19 is fraught with corruption and disturbances to the lives of the public. There's very little as man and woman of the blade who seek naught else but to train and walk the path of orthodox can do now to change his wing on the Salpipiero or Agro Industries, or Escort. As the old saying goes, what other choices among who abhors this temple have but to leave us behind, as we have departed from our home? So people of Escort suffer still. Right departed in search of a new home, which was no easy journey. Most territories have already been made home by others. In order for us to settle, conflict was unavoidable. In the midst of those conflicts, I have a memory of a mentor bringing us in an invitation. An invitation to a library of sorts. Vergilius would have been sitting quietly with one leg over the other on a chair far from the rest of us and visibly reacted. I think I remember the word library always got a genuine reaction over Vergilius. You have the memory. Quite an odd way to phrase your own recollections. We arrived at the library, hoping to escape the Kurakumo clan's clutches. But all we had done was to lead ourselves into just another field of battle. We were handily defeated. Then all of a sudden we found ourselves stranded in the back streets of Teacup on our wake. The bizarreness of such an experience can only be described by an expression it is just as odd. Ah, Mento Babu had a Kim! Her eyes suddenly widened mid-sentence, Ungdu up from her sleep. I believe Lamento remains there still. We must make haste to Yongjin building. Be not so hasty. This woman may tear the wounds that I've... what the heck, is she dead? It's no surprise that a sudden rise in blood pressure and loose blood supplies would cause me to faint. She's merely lost her consciousness. Yeah. You're right, manager. She'd have some useful info to tell us. Yongjin building. Supposed to have some business there then. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't know what this has to do with our mission, if any. Maybe it's that library we should... Danger, danger, danger. Bunch of people in Mephi's way. Swinging swords about black clothes. Passengers, move out. Protect Mephi. Sector Mansion. There appear to be Kurakumo clan's reinforcements. Now, what can we do? Let's think about this later. For now, let's take care of the reinforcements. Of course, things would be very nice if I could have more of the T-Corp groups, T-Corp identities, or just in general boosting identities, but oh well. It is what it is. It does make things a little bit awkward with the fact that all of the actually no, never mind, I can do Honglu. I was about to say all of the bonus people that I have are people that have sinking, or otherwise Kanto 6 identities. I always get messed up with the seasons and the Kantos. But yeah, all of these Season 6 identities, which I should be able to get Butler Otis pretty soon. I'm debating getting the Ryoshu ID, but since I'm in the Kanto right now, I'm gonna focus on at least keeping that. So I'll be, keeping Ryoshu on board for a little bit. Probably end up dropping. No, I'll do full Kanto 16. If we do have enough. Well, we'll be missing out on Butler Ishmael, but fucking oh well. Butler Ishmael is definitely the worst of the identities. Not that it's bad. That is one thing that I really have to commend Project Moon for. After a certain point, there's like no bad. There really hasn't been a bad identity in a long time. Like, pretty much, I think nothing past Season 1 is like an actively bad identity. Maybe LCCB Ryoshu, or LCCB Ishmael, but even then, those feel more like, weak, but can be very good if situational. But pretty much, like, since then, I think every ID has been at least good. Well, at least fine. Regardless, that will do it for our time. And so, next time, we will be moving on with more yielding flesh and claiming bones. But until then, see you guys later.